Getting shredded isn't easy, and it's harder the first time. It does get easier, and we'll explore this today comparing my recent shredded experience to Alex Leonidas' from AlphaDestiny. I'll link his video where he talks about the side effects of getting shredded in the top comment, so you can check it out for yourself. One of the things we're going to see is a line from where you go from losing weight and feeling better to losing weight and feeling worse. I realize most guys in the Fit and 50 crew aren't trying to get shredded, but a lot would like to get leaner. Some are shooting for under 20% body fat, others would like to be around 15. This video will help you out. So a couple of significant differences we need to address right away is how lean we got. I would say I'm around 10 to 10.5% body fat, where Alex dropped below 10%. He had a lot more weight to lose, starting at 180 pounds and cutting all the way down to 146, losing an average of 1.5 pounds a week. He finished his cut around 9% body fat, so he must have been over 20% when he started. This is the biggest difference between the two of us. I haven't been over 13% body fat since I turned 50, so I started at a much lower body fat set point. I'm used to being lean, where it would have been a bit of a shock for Alex. I haven't weighed over 180 since my 30s, and the heaviest I weighed last year was just over 161. When I started my cut in March, I was 160 pounds, and I ended it the beginning of October weighing 152. Then I went into maintenance, allowing my body to get used to the new fat percentage. I lost a little over 1 pound a month. This made it so I didn't have to cut as much food and a much more comfortable fat loss. As long as my weight was trending down, I was happy. You might want to lose fat faster, but I'd encourage taking a break and going into maintenance for a while to let your body get used to the lower weight if you find cutting is getting too hard and you're eating like a bird. Once your body is used to the new weight, it'll develop a new set point and you can continue your cut. Alex said it didn't get tough for him until he dropped below 160 pounds. I think it would have been interesting to see how the rest of the cut would have went if he had taken a break and gone into maintenance for a couple of months. This would let his body get used to the new fat percentage before losing the last 14 pounds. Alex had to cut down to 1,500 calories to reach his goal, and the first time I ever got shredded, I damn near starved myself too. His experience of denial is relatable. When I look back to my first cut, having to say no to treat foods that I liked, or meticulously calculating my calories to see how bad I had to starve myself to make room for a piece of chocolate. I don't have to do this anymore. I started this cut about 2,500 calories a day, and by the end, I was down to 2,150, a lot more comfortable than Alex's 1,500. Like Alex, I eat pretty plain, but only Monday to Friday, and this ends at dinner on Friday, which is still pretty healthy, but I have it with wine and dessert. To make room for my weekend treats, I keep my calories lower during the week, around 1,900 to 2,000, giving me an extra 800 or so extra for the weekend. Alex said he ate a ton of veggies and protein, which helps with satiety, and of course the extra protein helps preserve muscle mass. He talks about losing muscle, but not much strength. He carries more muscle than I do, so you'd think he'd have a higher metabolism. It just shows how hard the body works to try and keep us from going too far from our established body fat set point. Now we're going to talk about the negatives. I had a couple of side effects, and I even fixed one, so that's definitely worth talking about. And because of these issues, it makes me think that I was getting close to that line of losing weight and feeling worse. I'll go through the issues I didn't suffer from quickly. If you want more detail, check out Alex's video. Alex suffered from brain fog, low energy levels, unusually cold, and low blood pressure. This last one is something I suffered from. Now, when I checked my blood pressure, it would show normal, but when I was working on my house, stripping baseboard or drywalling down low, and I'd stand up, I get that lightheaded feeling like I was going to pass out. Alex actually passed out once, and his blood pressure reading confirmed he had low blood pressure. Interestingly enough, some of the symptoms are lack of concentration or brain fog, fatigue, or a lack of energy, cold, clammy, pale skin. Could that be defined as being unusually cold? Alex's symptoms may have all been related to low blood pressure. I was able to fix my feeling of passing out by increasing the number of carbs I was taking in. I tried to find some scientific backup for increasing carbs to raise low blood pressure. I couldn't find anything. The best I could do was a study that showed that low-carb diets could lower high blood pressure in overweight and obese people. My results is an experiment of one, so take it with a grain of salt. Coincidentally, Because dehydration is one of the things that can cause low blood pressure, adding salt to your diet is often recommended. But if you suffer from low blood pressure, you should really go see your doctor. Insomnia. Alex couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't stay asleep. I wake up every night and I have to get up for a while and sit in my chair until sleep slowly comes back to me. It wasn't until after watching Alex's video that I realized this might be shred related. I figured it was anxiety, as I have a lot going on in my world right now, but it'll be interesting to see if my sleep gets better as my weight increases and I go back up to over 12% body fat. When it comes to sex drive, Alex found his performance was fine, but he was less interested than usual. For me, I can't say it changed much during the cut. There was a point when I changed up my leg training and my nighttime would got more frequent and very uncomfortable. It would even wake me up. But this went back to normal after a couple of weeks. I think my testosterone levels are good, and I'll be testing them at the end of this month or beginning of February, just waiting for my diet to level out from the holiday season. But my weight will still be within a pound of my shred. To see what my testosterone levels were the last time I tested them and what I'll be looking for in my upcoming test as I begin my natty freak transformation, watch this video next and keep working out while having fun. This is Lawrence from Fit and 50. We'll talk to you again in the next one.